Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital News YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribers button and give this video a thumbs up. When Drew got to Willow's, he had something he needed to run past her that none of the Quartermaines could duplicate. After telling her about that Congressman McConkey's encouragement to run for McConkey's open seat, Willow became very excited about Drew's potential as the ideal congressman. He was afraid things would go ugly, but Willow kept saying kind things about Drew. Though he sincerely thanked her for discussing it with him, he playfully requested her to handle his campaign. She answered that by agreeing to run, he could truly show her gratitude. When Finn got at Alexis, they gave each other a heartfelt hug. Finn told her everything about the wedding, and she expressed her sadness at missing it. Then he told her about drinking and how he had found Gregory early the following morning. She reasoned that there was only forgiveness and explanation because he had a sympathetic reason for slipping back from sobriety. She mentioned that she also wanted to drink, and she recommended that they begin attending 2 meetings a day. Later, Diane showed up at Alexis's, and Finn had left. Though she had not received a response from the Court of Appeals, she believed Alexis had a strong chance of regaining her license. She continued by saying that Alexis had informed her about the run-in at the diner the previous evening and that she intended to file a harassment complaint against Fergus. Diane mentioned inviting Alexis to the reading of Gregory's will, but Alexis instead paid Ava a visit. With a "give her hell," Diane answered. After all, Alexis reasoned, she already knew what Gregory wanted her to do. She regretted not attending the wedding so she could have witnessed Gregory's proudest, finest moment, since she had no idea it would be his last. Chase talked about how he needed to assist Finn get better at home, but Brooklyn thought Chase should let Finn to grieve in his own way. She assumed they would go on a trip later, even though he apologized for how they were spending their honeymoon. Her goal was to provide for her family in every way possible. She told him how being married had made her feel better about everything and gave him a kiss. In a hospital break room, Elizabeth was joined by Finn, who offered her his heartfelt apologies. He told her he'd already attended a meeting and vowed never to drink again. She hoped he realized that she had only been thinking about Violet, but she was delighted he was taking care of himself. She went on to say that she had never seen that side of him and had never doubted his ability. He praised her for watching out for his daughter and assured her that she would never see it again. His phone rang at that very moment, alerting him to the fact that Chase had shown up for Gregory's will reading. After visiting Chase at his office a few minutes later, Finn told his brother that he had attended a meeting earlier in the day. Chase affirmed that he had faith in Finn. When Diane got there, she started reading the will. It unnerved Chase that Gregory had appointed him executor, but Diane reassured him that Gregory's intentions were brief and clear, and that she was willing to assist. She went on to say that Gregory's literary executor would be Alexis. She continued by saying that Chase and Finn would split his estate equally, with the exception of the library, which would belong to Violet. Gregory specified in his will that he wanted an open-air memorial with his family and closest friends, in addition to being cremated. Violet knew where his favorite tree in the park was, and that's where he wanted everyone to assemble for the spreading of his ashes. He wished for everyone to be aware of life and the surrounding environment, not a hole in the ground. Chase and Finn agreed to comply with Gregory's wishes. A little while later, Elizabeth came to drop off some X-rays and found Finn alone in his office. Finn informed her about the will when she inquired about it. He informed her that his next meeting was in 1 hour when she inquired about the time. Finn believed Violet would appreciate her offer to have her picked up from school. Elizabeth left because she had to return to work. When Chase got home, he told Brooklyn that Gregory had appointed him executor. That he was feeling better pleased her. Although Chase was excited to complete one more task for his father, he was afraid of disappointing someone. She assured him that everything would work out and that she would be available to assist him in any way. Ava stormed into the Crimson office as Nina and Maxi were discussing the gorgeous deception advertisements. When Ava insisted on knowing why Nina had broken their agreement, Nina was clueless as to what Ava was getting at. Ava reminded Nina that she was meant to do a 2-page spread introducing a new artist to the gallery. Retorting that she had instead highlighted Willow's most recent charitable endeavor, Nina said there had been no room. That Willow didn't even speak to Nina was mocked by Ava. Since they were no longer friends, Ava wouldn't know about Willow or the man Nina was dating, Nina reminded Ava. Ava was sarcastically instructed to go report back to Sonny by her. Ava left, thinking it was unfortunate that Crimson was all that Nina had left. Maxi said, "That was nuts," and although she thought Ava had crossed the line, she questioned why Nina was making fun of Ava. Nina enumerated all of Ava's transgressions against her, insisting that Ava was the one who initiated it. Maxi inquired as well about Nina's man. "You know," Nina murmured, and Maxi was terrified that whatever relationship Nina was having with Drew would not work out. Nina reasoned that since Drew had gotten her and Willow back on good terms, she had given him a pass to Congressman McConkie. Jocelyn was informed by Trina at the gallery that although she was meant to be off, Ava had asked her to open up due to a Crimson emergency meeting. Before Trina brought up Dex, they had been discussing the apartments they planned to see that day. Jocelyn was telling Trina what had happened at the wedding when Ava came over and gave her a hard time for gossiping. Jocelyn decided it wasn't a good idea to argue with Trina's boss after they argued until Trina intervened. After Jocelyn and Trina left, Alexis showed up. She told Ava that when she was in Albany, she had run into her old buddy Fergus Byrne. Ava pretended not to know until Alexis admitted that she was aware of Ava's affidavit. She wondered what Ava had wanted to do to Alexis. Alexis had damaged her life on her own, Ava retorted coldly, but Ava had been pleased to help. She repeatedly discussed how, despite knowing how much Julian had loved her, Alexis had taken advantage of him. She also reminded Alexis that she only had herself to blame because she had genuinely committed perjury. Alexis objected to Ava's harshness, but Ava persisted that nothing in the affidavit wasn't factual. According to Alexis, Ava has 2 coping mechanisms for misfortune: deflect blame or inflict harm. Ava snarled that she had nothing to answer for, thinking that Julian would still be alive if it weren't for Alexis. In her dream, Alexis imagined all the things she could expose Ava for in her legal career. Alexis whispered, "License or not, I'll make you regret making that complaint," and walked out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.